The Hometown Global Radio Network is on the air. Hello everyone, I'm Michael Getz, and welcome to our show. And here with me tonight is Kevin Bennett, our co-host. How's it going, Kevin?
Just great. How you doing?
Pretty cool. Appreciate you coming down here and bringing that music and stuff with you so we can have some good tunes, for the show. For our first ever global radio show. For those that are familiar with the internet, from our webpage now, we are broadcasting around the world, and so folks will certainly have an opportunity to check it out. Pretty much dedicating this first show to communication. For those folks that don't know us, we've been doing a public access TV show now for a lot of years, since 1992, I think. And we've been through a lot of problems, a lot of hassles. And that's really what's the story with us, For all these years here in Carrollton and North Dallas area, it's been a major struggle for us to try to exercise our free speech on this channel called Public Access TV, which in America is required by the FCC that the cable companies, if the city makes them, has to provide these local channels. So, for years we've been fighting TCI Cable primarily. I mean, they seem to be the worst, and a few others. Heron Cable is really good. That's our cable system we use. And now we're going to the internet. So it's an amazing time, and we really believe in this idea of public access communication, allowing people to communicate. And we have a lot of specific things that we'll probably get into throughout this show, and some ideas about how to use this technology to make life better for all of us. We're really big on trying to give people a chance to be heard, to use this power of communications. And music is a great form, medium. It's a wonderful thing for a lot of people and makes life a little easier. But you don't often get to hear most people. And luckily, we have Kevin Bennett, a friend of mine, that has been, creating these tunes for our show. So.
Unfortunately, we have the internet, so we can get it out to the world.
Well, they say, communication, or our level of communication, is what separates us from the animals, and certainly from rocks. But the idea is it's the cornerstone of solving almost any problem that we come up against, everything from crime to unemployment. And I think that it's one that the government, for a long time, has been more motivated to suppress rather than to allow happen. And unfortunately, that leads to situations like ours, and where people get, run to ground, censored, and in our case with my family, trying to keep the hometown on the air and fighting TCI, it's just, killing us. But, that's just the way they see it, and I guess that's how they kind of do their thing and do business, and it's kind of a money over people mentality. But, I see things changing, it could definitely change. There's a lot of good things on the horizon. But in general, we want everybody to, think about these concepts that we're talking about. Understand that communications is powerful. This idea that we seem to always talk about more than anyone, of public access communication, that anybody can be heard. We have been through hell just trying to communicate in my hometown of Carrollton, whether it be Kevin and his music trying to be heard, or whether it be me running for city council and mayor and trying to talk about some of the problems of our community. It's real sometimes hell to be able to discuss or openly be able to communicate. Generally, as the population grows, we become more segmented, and we end up, basically alone in the middle of 1 million people. It's pretty weird. Well, I want to thank you, Kevin, for being my guest on the first ever global radio network thing. And
glad to do it.
The music was pretty cool, and keep that up, doing your own music and stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Get out and vote, and get to know your hometown. Go call your mom, for God's sakes, get to know your neighbors, anything. I'm Michael E. Getz Sr., executive producer of the show, and from Kevin Bennett and me, I'm going to say goodnight.
Good night.